What's going on, guys? It's Wingman, back with some more Dragon Age. Back to right where we left off. We're at part 40 of this Nightmare run, continuing with all the Orzammar stuff. So, that said, let's get right into it. Hopefully the game don't crash as soon as I enter again. Nope, we're good.
Ancestors, guide your steps, Warden.
Dal help.
You have come at a difficult time. Orzammar is ailing for want of a king.
Gee, I didn't notice that. What's this guy
No,
got to say?
sorry, can't talk. Crier's work is never done.
Left rack. Diamond Mall. Dice.
This has dragged on too long. It's an insult to King Endrin's memory.
What's this chick?
I hope you'll support Lord Harrowmont.
I'll do what I want.
News of the hour. Lord Harrowmont entrenched in the past. How long can he ignore that
Palace.
Orzammar must change to survive?
So this is the seat of the king. Except he isn't sitting there at the moment, I suppose. I wonder why they decided to build a city around streams of lava. It's an accident waiting to happen.
Talk to the Shaper. Hopefully convince that guy to get old mate open a chantry. Then we'll go into the, what do you call it?
Thief!
The
Who
assembly
would dare
hall.
take from the warden? I'm outraged. A thief in the Shapered. What have we been reduced to? I did. He was bald, with the most garish brand across his head. Almost like he took pride in being castless. Imagine! He's probably in the slums somewhere. As if he'd find a buyer for a stolen tome in Dust Town. They couldn't know the value.
No worries, I can sort that out for you, mate. Order.
Oh, pardon me. Were you looking for a particular volume? Not that I could really help. I don't know the libraries very well. I'm just doing some research.
Sounds important, looking to hire help.
Not exactly, but... I'm looking for any birth records from the old Ortan Tig. It fell in the last blight, and my mother's family claims to be related. If I'm an Ortan, it means I'm noble. I'd have my own house, a seat in the assembly. Unfortunately, any records would be buried in the Tig's ruins, somewhere in the deep roads.
Great
A
Warden.
Grey Warden?
Do that.
Mother always said that if anyone could find the Tig, it was the Wardens. I hear Prince Balin and Lord Harrowmont have both been sending out small teams these days. Yes, if you can find the Tig in any records, that could do it. That could prove I'm a noble. If you could. Maybe now that you're looking. It's almost too much to hope.
Oh, no stress, girl. We'll find it. Let's talk to you.
When I last walked this hall, Endrin was king and Orzammar was at peace. The memories often speak of the swiftness with which change overtakes us. But it is different to see it firsthand. I apologize, Warden. I should not burden a stranger with such thoughts. I am Zebor, the Shaper of Memories. The Grey Warden's visit has been recorded in the memories, along with all who accompany you. That is an odd request, especially for one so new to our city. I thought so. This is not the first time he's made this plea. My answer to Brother Burkle hasn't changed. So I ask you the same. On what basis would you have me insult the ancestors and overturn 2,000 years of tradition? He seems a charitable man, but that is a thin thread on which to tie Orzammar's traditions. Very well, he may hold a prayer meeting as he requested, if not build a new temple to his god. At least the words would come from one of our own. Now, is there anything more?
Tell me
We
something
were a
about your
great
history,
empire
mate.
once, outnumbering even humans and elves. We traded with your Tevinter Imperium, and our land stretched as far in the deep roads as theirs did above. Kal Sharok was capital then, but we lost too many battles. We lost our golems. and we lost our territory. Now the Empire is simply ruined tunnels filled with darkspawn. The Paragon Caridin, a smith of unsurpassed genius, invented the golems. For years they were our weapon against the darkspawn. One golem is worth a dozen dwarves in battle, but Caridin's Tig is far into the deep roads. When it fell, we lost his secret to creating golems. There are books about it along these walls if you would read more. Yes, we have only a few dozen left in Orzammar, and I do not recognize this one. Where did you find it? Every golem is precious to us. We'd pay a good sum for a new find.
I'd sooner jump into a pit of lava.
Unfortunate. Was there anything else? I must tell the rest of the Shaperate about this discovery. At the other side of the old Empire, during the last Blight, the kings of Orzammar knew they couldn't hold everything. They sealed the deep roads, abandoning everyone still trapped in far-flung settlements. It was the only way to survive. Kal Sharok is the only other city to outlast the Blight. We only rediscovered them recently, and they still haven't forgiven us.
Don't blame them.
The Paragon Caridin, a smith of unsurpassed genius. When it fell, we lost his secret to creating golems. There are books about it. They are to us what a colony is to surfacers. Please, speak your mind. Your presence here has been recorded in the memories.
Just scribe. Check book.
Got it.
All those codex entries. Politics. In praise of the humble Nug. Legion of the Dead. Faith.
I'll get on it.
Don't even have Liliana with me here.
All right, all right.
There's a Shaper's life. That's everything. Let's go watch this clusterfuck of an assembly. Hard save. Cover active 2.
Yes?
Now it's better.
Let's talk to Bartag.
Warden, it is always a blessing for Orzammar to host your order. I am Vartag Gavorn, top advisor to our good Prince Balin. What news do you bring? It would be hard not to notice the Grey Warden and his eclectic entourage. I hear you seek the aid of Orzammar's finest. Ah, ancient documents indeed. These were signed in the reign of Eithnar Bimo, Paragon and King. That was 16 generations ago. Now the difficulty is that the treaty only compels our king, and we are sadly lacking one of those right now.
I can fix that.
You must understand, Haramont hides behind his good reputation while sending spies and assassins. Balin can't know who to trust. It's been like a knife in the heart for Balin to see so many of his father's men stand with the usurper. You've been turned by Haramont's slanders already. I should have known no soul in Orzammar would be neutral. Haramont has engaged in a campaign of bribery and coercion to ensure that every house serves him. But if a neutral party, a stranger, were to approach certain key members, perhaps with irrefutable evidence of Harriman's deception.
Irrefutable evidence, which I suppose you have?
I'm certain my Lord Prince would show his gratitude.
Kind of evidence.
Harriman promised the same portion of his estate to two different Deshers, Lady Dace and Lord Helmy. Harriman can't possibly grant it to both of them, but they won't find out until after the vote is cast. I have copies of the promissory notes Harriman gave each of them. Once they see those, they should both reconsider their votes. Lady Dace doesn't leave the quarter much, but Lord Helmy's adventurous, likes to spend his time at Tapster's in the Commons. Remember, don't tell them you got these papers from me. You learned of them and drew your own conclusions.
Simple. Do that shit first. Might affect the assembly, although I doubt it. Doolin.
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Doolin Forrender. Second to Lord Harriman, King Endrin's own choice as successor. Word is spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help. That may be. And he cannot afford to trust anyone of unproven loyalties. If you wish to show you have no loyalty to Balin, then work against him in Harriman's name. Balin is hosting a proving today, supposedly to honor his father's memory. The Deshers take it very seriously, and unfortunately, Balin found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harriman's best fighters into stepping down. The proving is a contest of the best warriors in Orzammar. By fighting, they show who has the ancestors' favor. If you were to enter the proving as Lord Harriman's champion, it would prove your loyalty beyond a doubt. Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harriman would have no fear of meeting with you then. Then I'm afraid if you change your mind...
Nah, mate. I'm supporting Balin. Sucks for you.
Legion of the Dead Warriors secretly wear Prince Balin's colors.
There's Lady Dace.
What do you want? Ah, I suppose you're the Grey Warden everyone's talking about. Well, this isn't exactly a surface broadsheet. Where did you get these? Never mind. It is true enough, but there's nothing I can do about it. This deal was made on behalf of our entire house. Only my father can revoke it. He is leading a deep roads expedition, trying to secure an ancient thaig. It's unlikely he'll be back before the election, but perhaps this vote is important enough for you to brave the tunnels to tell him? The Dace family would be in your debt. He was searching an old Idukan site. He left me with this map, in case his expedition never returned. I'll give you a pass as well. Usually, no one is allowed past the front lines. Does that mean you'll go?
I'll leave now.
So Balin's victory means enough for you to risk your life. How interesting.
I'm not leaving right now. I'll be leaving very soon.
Legion of the Dead sighted battling Darkspawn near Orzammar. They have no orders.
2 years tomorrow.
You have come at a difficult time.
Sodding ancestors.
Orzammar is
How
ailing
can
for
you
want
people
of
just ignore that?
Bronca didn't go alone, Ogren. She took the whole house, everybody but you. So just get over to Tapster's and drown yourself already. You know as well as I do that's how this always ends.
You think I'm afraid of some cub warrior who's barely off the teach? Ha! I'll...
You lift a weapon or attack a single citizen in Orzammar, and you're stripped of your caste and exiled. Even you can't have forgotten that. Get out of here before I call a guardsman. Can you believe it? Ogren's barely even warrior caste anymore, and he just clomps in here like he's entitled.
Who's Ogren?
Ogren's a drunken wretch. He comes up here 2-3 times a week, hounding people to lead some suicidal rescue mission after Branca. Gets quite violent about it. I'd be scared if they hadn't practically gelded him after he killed young Lord Mino. All Mino's son said was how unlikely it was that a bunch of Smiths would return safely from the deep roads. Which is true. Ancestors preserve us. That's what the warrior caste is for. But Ogren claimed it was an insult to a paragon. Next thing, they're in a duel to first blood to defend Branca's honor. Then Ogren starts screaming and runs him through.
Oops.
It was a huge scandal. Ogren should have been executed, but he'd won honors in the deep roads. Instead, they stripped him of all weapons and forbid him from engaging in fights within city limits. If he breaks the decree, he'll be exiled. She's still his wife, isn't she? Even if she took their entire house into the deep roads and abandoned him. Well, before she was a paragon, she was just a smith, and Ogren was one of the best warriors of his generation. Chasing some old treasure, she was quite secretive, outright rude, really. She said she never asked to found a house, that she didn't care about politics, and that we were too self-absorbed to defeat the Darkspawn. She actually threatened anyone who said they'd come after her. She invented a smokeless fuel that let the Smith caste increase their output by nearly a third. Deaths from the Black Lung also dropped. The Assembly said she had the favor of the ancestors and declared her a paragon. They moved Branca, Ogren, and all their relatives to the noble caste and founded a new house in her name. It's been 2 years since Branca left. No one has ever stayed in the deep roads that long and survived. The search teams who went out found nothing, but Ogren wants to keep risking lives searching. She's still his wife, isn't she? Even if she... Did you see any guard...
Council Red, eh? Alright, back to the fucking tavern.
So, I've been hearing rumors that a certain wine merchant is falling behind on his payments.
I can't imagine what you mean. I pay my expenses.
What about the expenses your good friend Jarvia incurs when providing your protection? It's not easy ensuring nothing bad happens, that no one decides
Who you
to
looking
just
at?
burn everything in your store.
My store! Please, I don't have much. Business isn't good. People are scared. Tell Jarvia I'll get her money.
Jarvia is not happy with your promises, old man. Now let's go inside and see what you've been holding back.
I'm definitely going in there to have his back.
Chance.
Fuck them bastards.
This is all I have right now. I could get more if I sell something.
Well, well. Looks like we have a visitor. Friend of yours?
Is there a problem here, friend? Are these men threatening you?
Please, don't get involved with this. You don't know what they're like.
Then allow me to make some introductions. These are dangerous times in Orzammar, stranger. Lucky us, the merciful Jarvia is offering protection from the chaos. You're wearing some fancy stuff there.
Brother,
Might
I
make
will
you
slaughter
a target.
you and all your friends.
So if you want the Carter's guarantee of safety, it's yours for the reasonable price of 10 gold sovereigns. Or I can't say what might happen.
Hey, good look. Do you really want to start this?
Whoa, whoa. All right, you win. I'm not gonna die for 10 lousy sovereigns.
Fuck off out of here.
Ancestors, bless you for saving my poor store. I don't know how to express my gratitude. I've never met her, of course. They say she never... That's, the older area of the city. She's the one directing this depravity. Since good King Endrin, they used to be a problem only in Dusttown, but now they're in the Commons, shaking honest men down for coin. A band of casteless thugs. They're to blame for all their criminals, and the children of criminals. The ancestors themselves declared them irredeemable.
Alright.
These casteless, they're all the same. Beggars, thugs, and murderers, everyone. Now, if you'll excuse...
Oh, fuck you.
Did you have something more pleasant you wish to... I'm sure...
Give me all your poultices. Like that. Buy all those. Like that. All your lyrium dust. Bunch of them. Those need concentrator agents.
Did you have
too.
something more?
So I'll buy all those as well. I bought all them already. Give me your lyrium. Lovely. Make basic ones, be not good enough to make that. Lyrium potions as well.
Did you have something more?
I forgot to buy all your elf fruit. I didn't? I did. Alright. Hard save. Just in case we have another big crash.
Yes, Warden. What is it?
Alright, so for this far.
I wasn't expecting you back. I guess you realize this is about the only fun in Orzammar? Oh, well, I'd ask for proof, or why you care, but frankly, I'm so tired of it I'm not even surprised anymore. I don't even want the land, but my house would kill me if I turned it down. Responsibilities, you know? Now I'll have to go through the whole process of rejecting the deal. And we'll both have to try something else. And I thought it was going to be a nice day. Otherwise, my whole house will be humiliated. Doesn't make a difference anyway, once it's...
Chat, brother. There's Ogren.
What do you want? Hey, I heard about you. Grey Warden, coming from the surface. Great crisis in the world. Someone saw you talking to Vartag Gavorn, and now it's all over that you've been doing dirty errands for Balin. I figured you'd be the one, you know? who could help me find Branka. But I guess you're just like all the rest. Power-hungry Deep Lords. The only real concern they have is whose ass gets the throne. You don't have to play dumb, Warden. Their lackeys only come to me when they want something. Well, if you want the secrets of a paragon, do the work and find her. City's only living paragon, and she's been lost in the deep roads for 2 years. 2 years, and no one's raised a bleeding army to go look for her. Why do you care, huh? You looking to uncover all her secrets? Is that what Balin wants? I know he's been poking around, trying to find things out about her, what she was looking for. Won't tell me spit, though. He wants it for himself, right? A little blessing from the Ancients' technology, and he's assured the throne. Is that it?
If I genuinely want to help you.
Too little, too late. But it's a nice gesture, Warden. If you think your boot kissing will get you an in I don't have, you're welcome to try this. I know both Harrowmont and Balin have been asking about her. 2 years without a peep, and suddenly now they want to start looking. If you find out what they know, it might just put me a step closer to finding her. Or sit here and have a drink. It's all the bleeding same to me. Barkeep?
Alright, good chat, Ogren. Save.
Sod off, Duster.
I'll see how it is, Balin. So, Ogren. Oh, another nug. Come here.
The Elder Mage watches me. I'm reminded of a certain former master whose head I crushed, or so I'm told.
Oh, I'm sorry, Shane. I'm simply curious about you, that's all.
As my former master would say during his experiments.
Oh, I would do no such thing. I just find the idea of you so fascinating. On the one hand, it seems it would be so sad.
I trust Vala,
and so
my
lonely in
I
existence.
trust Vala, my no
And
friend.
on the other, you are...
Grey Warden arrives in Orzammar, undoubtedly to offer...
Let's get this
Lord
assembly over and
Balin's
done with.
impending marriage to a castless proves his dedication to change. No dwarf is without birth.
Well, have you found Lady Dace and Lord Helmy? Now that's a conundrum. But if I recall, I asked you to either help or not. Well, have you found Lady Dace and Lord Helmy? If you do, there can be no further business between us. Now, is there more you need before you commence your search? I'm asking you to deliver a message, not enter marriage negotiations. Now, are you... That's not important. If they... Don't bother me.
Or whatever, mate. Let's chat with him.
The assembly is in session.
It is done. More bluff. Where's the next one?
Your mind has gone to dust if you think we would pass such a writ. Half our houses would go broke without the service trade.
The proposal is only effective until we have a king to ensure we are respected by the surfacers.
Leaving you conveniently positioned to take over all contracts. I'll see your head on a pike first.
Desher's lords and ladies of the Assembly. I've already doubled the guard to prevent violence. Must I summon more?
Steward Bandalore, Balin's sympathizers are tying our hands with trivialities, they may as well open us to the sky.
I suggest we put the matter to a vote.
And I suggest you have a taste of my family's mace. Enough. The Assembly is in recess until the members can regain control of their emotions.
Let's talk to him.
Stone-forsaken fools and dusters. I'm sorry. This is the Assembly of the Clans. Only dashers and occasional guests of state are allowed in. Forgive me. I am so exhausted. I completely forgot about the message from the Gate Guard. Welcome to Orzammar, Warden. I hope you can forgive our unrest. The loss of our king has hit us hard. Respect for your role is great, but you won't receive a proper hearing until we have a king on the throne. I must admit, Warden, I am at a loss myself. It lies with Prince Balin or Lord Harrowmont, and they are slow to trust anyone in these uncertain times. I only wish there was more I could do for you.
Right. Hopefully this guy's not too far into the deep roads.
Raise your voice in favor of Lord Balin. He will bring us change. News of the hour. Is Lord Balin considering a dissolution of the ancient clan?
Alright, I guess we're going into the deep roads. Well, save that for the next episode. Thank you everyone for tuning in. It's been a pleasure having you as always. And until next time, this is Wingman signing off.